Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. Once again, I am Matthew. This is Watty's channel. Today's date is Wednesday, April 26th. Just today, I did get from the UK 9 new Hasbro custom figures and 1 Galoob figure. I will actually show the Galoob figure as well as part of this video because it's super cool, so I definitely want to be able to show that off as well. So the seller I bought from, it's my namesake. His name is Stephen Watson, no relation. Well, I mean, he's English, so it's very well possible that we are related in some capacity. You never know. But he has some truly remarkable figures here, and I was just really excited about, getting the shout-out video done as quickly as possible. One of the things I just kind of looking in the background right now that I don't like, it's oddly dark in the background, and one of the things that I wanted to do is have the Hasbro collection in the background whenever I did Hasbro related videos, but as you can see, it's kind of blocking the recessed lights in the background, so it is really dark, and that kind of sucks, but hopefully it doesn't detract from the overall video. And yeah, that's not good. Oh well. I thought about possibly moving the shelf facing that way, but it is what it is, so hopefully it still makes for a good video. So I'm going to start with the 9 Hasbros, then I will look at the last Galoob figure first. I'm just so excited about all these figures, I just don't know where to begin. Let's start with this guy first, because he is one figure that I've been dying for forever, and getting this guy as Hasbro has been absolutely remarkable. And a lot of these guys you might find, as Hasbro, you might find them as Mattel Retro, etc. I don't know. Mattel Retros, they really don't do anything for me, but as Hasbros, absolutely. This is a solid figure. I've seen this guy as Hasbro in custom form and even as LJN, and they just have not done him justice. This is a really phenomenal figure. I'd never watched WCW growing up, flipping through channels here and there. Whenever I turned on WCW, like clockwork, it always seemed like this guy was in the ring battling or coming down the aisle, and it is Big Van Vader. And this guy is absolutely remarkable, and I might have to switch the location because it does look like this is really dark. So I'm gonna change the location of this video, guys. I'm sorry to have to do this. I really wanted the Hasbro background, but it's just too dark over here, so I just really want you guys to see the full detail of the figures. So I'm gonna pause here, and I'm gonna relocate, and hopefully make for a better video. Alright, yep, so if anything, that just tells me that I really can't utilize that section of the room. Oh, that sucks. So, one of the great things about this figure that I really enjoy is the mask. So when you actually feel around the headgear, you can actually feel, it's not painted on. It's actually, they actually created a little piece of a mask or headgear on the figure, which is so awesome. And the face, you can actually see Vader, the outline of Vader's actual face. He actually appeared in an episode of Boy Meets World, and I absolutely love, seeing, people from childhood, wrestlers in particular, as an example, appear in some of your, your favorite shows. And one thing I noticed when I was looking this figure over that I didn't like, and you would think it'd be okay, but I'm not a fan, is this right here. It has movable wrists, so the wrists go up and down. It's not loose or anything. It's actually adjustable, and you can see the little swivel in the hands, and it's on both sides. That little swivel up and down. I don't like that. I want the hands to be stationary. So here it kind of looks like he's like waving you on. The other thing I really love about this figure, and why I have to say it's my favorite, not only the color and detail, not only because I really coveted a Hasbro Vader, and the face is mint perfect to the original character, but What was synonymous with Vader, especially in WCW when he came down the aisle? That big old elephant accessory. I mean, I don't know what you call it, but I mean that thing is perfect. You know, a decent plastic, you know, hard plastic, whatnot. You know, it fits tightly. Fits, you know, nice and smooth to his body, so it's not loose. I mean, you know, it's not gonna jump off. I mean, it's easily removable. But again, it fits firmly enough to the point where, you know, you can sit there and shake this thing. You don't have to worry about it falling off, which is so awesome. And just the overall look and display of that accessory, absolutely remarkable. Big Van Vader, absolutely love it. That is figure number 1. Figure number 2. This one also comes with an accessory. Not a huge accessory, but I mean, it's something. And it's Mr. Perfect. And, you know, the little towel accessory, it's like a ceramic or something. So I kind of feel like, you know, not really necessary, but it's, you know, it's something to add to the figure. The overall body type, it's very reminiscent, I guess, of like a Series 1 Macho Man. So it feels like the right arm is loose. So he doesn't have a working action on this side. That sucks. The left arm still has working action, which is good. You know, Mr. P on the boots. Let me slide this accessory back on. And of course, that accessory is supposed to be his towel, you know, that he comes down to the ring with. And the reason I like this particular Mr. Perfect figure, from Eric Boyer, wrestling writer, one of my all-time favorite customizers of LJN figures. I bought this Mr. Perfect. This was back in, like, I want to say November or December of 2021. And, you know, they both have that orange singlet with black knee pads and the black backing. So I think I gravitated towards this for the simple fact that it had that same LJN look for me. And I mean, look at that face. The original Hasbro, either Series 3 in yellow or the Series 8 in blue, was a great look for Mr. Perfect. But that new head mold, that's Mr. Perfect all the way. Curt Hennig, absolutely amazing piece. A perfect addition. I mean, this would bleed in perfectly. If you weren't familiar with Hasbro or the Hasbro figures, you probably would never know the difference. I mean, looking at some of the figures and the way that the skin is made, and of course, you would know that they're customs. I mean, even you don't have to be an avid collector to be able to tell the difference between a custom figure and an original company-made figure. But I mean, just the way that the skin looks and whatnot, but it's still a beauty nonetheless. Curt Hennig, aka Mr. Perfect. This one, I'm classifying this as an accessory. So it doesn't look like it's removable. So it's kind of like a built-in accessory. Not like your, you know, Series 2 Roddy Piper Hasbro or anything. So this is a cloth material. So for about 3 decades, I've been asking, what would this figure have looked like if he didn't have fused legs? You know, because he had similar body types to that of like Earthquake, Typhoon, you know, Bam Bam Bigelow. What would this figure have had look like if he had like that body type? Or if they gave him, you know, different legs. I always like Bret Hart or Undertaker from Series 4. But I was like, well, those legs are maybe spread too far apart, so maybe it wouldn't have gone well with this particular character. What about Series 1 Macho Man? Would that have looked really well? Or, you know, Series 7, Series 10 Shawn Michaels, a lot of figures like that. And I really looked at my Hasbro collection, and I really couldn't come up with a good figure that really would have worked well for this particular character. So I'm like, you know what, maybe Hasbro were onto something with the whole fused legs, because nothing else really worked for that particular character. So this seller with this particular custom, I think he did justice with this Kamala figure. It is not your regular fused legs Series 7 Kamala, but they finally gave him a real body type from the waist down. You want to know what Kamala will look like without fused legs? This is it. This is a pristine character, and pristine figure. And like I said, the accessory, it's not removable, but it is cloth, so I'm still classifying it as an accessory. Just an absolute gorgeous look. And I've always said, the Kamala figure in itself, LJN probably produced the greatest action figure ever. I do not mind the Hasbro Kamala. I think it's a great figure overall. The fused legs may not be my favorite, but for the Kamala figure, I think it works well. Kamala is still an elite figure in my eyes among the Hasbro collection. I just really love the look of this figure, and I think this one actually bleeds really well with the Legends of Professional Wrestling. And can I reach that Kamala figure? And I don't think so. Nah, he's way in the background over there, so I can't. I could get up and grab him, but I don't want to. Just an absolute beauty. Yeah, just up close and personal. Try and give you a full view. Absolutely perfect. So glad I got this figure. And I'm surprised it didn't go for more. And here's the thing with eBay. If you start a bid or start an auction at like 99 cents, sometimes your auctions might sell for like ridiculously high money. But like if you start it at like a starting bid of $15, starting bid of $20, starting bid of $30, $40, etc. If it does sell, it may only get like one bid. And I just don't get it. Like if you're willing to pay, let's say you're willing to pay $75 for this, why would you not bid on it at a starting bid of $40? It's crazy. I think I've only won these because I was the only bidder for a lot of these figures. But that, and because it came from the UK, I mean, shipping on these are like $70, so $80, close to $100. So, I mean, shipping alone was massive. But when you actually get these figures in, you're just so enthusiastic. That is number 3. This one, they took a Series 2 green-suited $1 Million Man and gave us a figure that you probably never would have suspected would have been Hasbro. But I'm so glad they made this. It is Brother Love. I don't know if I've seen a Brother Love Hasbro. I'm trying to think if I have. I may have seen one before. It's possible. I just can't remember off the top of my head. You know, I got memory problems, so. But it's just a beautiful figure. I mean, I don't know if those are rings or brass knuckles, but I love that on both hands. The fact that he actually has a working action. The little Ted DiBiase leg stomp and everything is incredible. The right shade of pink or red in the face. The only downside of this figure, you can, when you actually look underneath the neck and around the side of the neck and everything, you can actually see, I don't know, it just, it's not 100% perfect. I'm not an artist or anything, so I really don't feel like I'm ever in a position to complain or criticize other people's work, because I could never in a gazillion years do anything like this. And this is truly amazing. I absolutely love this piece. Beautiful color throughout. Did a fantastic job on the rose and the handkerchief. I mean, I probably should situate this right next to my Random Treasures LJN Brother Love. I mean, this is just so good. But of course, this is going to go with the Hasbro Custom Collection. And I know I just completed my Hasbro, or my favorite Hasbro tournament. But with these new Hasbros, plus the Hasbro figures I didn't include in the tournament that I should have, I'm really enthusiastic about starting up another tournament again. But I know it's so soon that I can't do it right now. And even if I decided to do it 3 months later, it'd be way too soon. I mean, if I did one, it would have to be like January of next year. Probably do like one tournament each year type of deal. Like a baseball season or something. But, man, it's going to kill me to have to wait that long to create a new tournament, wait a year in between each tournament, because those tournaments are so fun to make, and these figures, I would hope, would go so far because they're just so fun to talk about. Truly beautiful figure. I absolutely love it. Brother Love, next one. This is a figure I never knew I needed or wanted, but am super glad I got it. It's essentially a Butch from Series 2, but Vince McMahon. I know they have been making Vince McMahon, I think they got a Vince McMahon retro already out, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen Vince McMahon custom Hasbros, but this is a good one. The head sculpt is perfection. I mean, it's not a young Vince McMahon. It's probably Vince McMahon in like his 60s or 70s right here. Even at that age, I mean, the man is just absolutely ripped. Absolutely insane. I'm trying to think if, looking at the body and the arms and everything, if they kept the same body of Butch or if they actually redid the arms and stuff. But based on the overall look, I would say they switched up a little bit. I mean, overall, they just repainted the Butch, camel pants, made everything straight up black. A very simple figure for the most part as far as color scheme goes. But like I said, the head mold itself, that's where your big money comes into play. To have a Vince McMahon as part of Hasbro, and I'm shocked that he didn't get a Hasbro figure. I mean, they gave him an LJN. Why would he not be as part of the Hasbro collection? That made no sense to me. But getting him in the custom and Hasbro as a custom, an amazing addition. Does his action work? Yep. The action does work on the figure as well. So, awesome. So, this is just a Jake Roberts figure. Could be Jake Roberts, could be Billy Gunn. Who else could they have used? Tito Santana, etc. So this would not have been your... This would not have been like your Series 3 Ricky Steamboat with black pants. This would have been like your original prototype version. And this would have been the version where he would have come with red trunks, red tights. And, of course, when LJN came out, instead of coming with the red pants like they had in the prototype on the back of the picture, they actually came out with the black pants, as we all know. But I much prefer this version. The black or the red pants offset the black boots. So, I think that's a nice little color scheme. I love the fact that he's got the way that his little headband kind of dangles, and it's a little bit, is it movable? Yep. Kind of a little bit movable. That's so awesome. His punching action does not move. I mean, we don't actually sit there and use, and now I think it's stuck a little bit. So the punching action doesn't move. As kids, using Jake Roberts' figure, what have you, we never really use a punching motion. I don't think any kid really does. But still, when you collect your figures, you want your actions on these figures to work, even for the customs. I think I may have damaged this by trying to check the action. Now you kind of see it where it's kind of like dislocated in the back over here. I'm worried that if I kind of push it forward again, it's going to break off. Who is it? I saw it on somebody's channel. I think it was Bone Breaking Action. I think he has a really amazing Honky Tonk Man that looks just like this. And I might ask my buddy Robert Jackson, or and I think he could do it as well, to create a Honky Tonk Man or someone like that in this same version, because I think that looks really awesome. Just to see them in wrestling gear for Honky Tonk Man. I love the suit. Again, that's like on my top 10 list of all-time favorite Hasbros. But to get him in regular wrestling gear as well, I think that would look super special. Ricky Steamboat in red fighting gear. Kind of a different take than your actual dragon look that you would get out of the Series 5, Series 4 Hasbro release. Now, we all know about One Man Gang when he was rebranded as Akeem, and in Series 1 they came out with like a yellow top version, but he was also synonymous with wearing like this all blue getup. And with this figure, they really didn't change anything, not really. It was just a simple repaint, but they did give us that all blue getup that we're more familiar, at least I'm more familiar with. More familiar with this version than the yellow top. I know of both copies, but I like this look a lot better. And his action, very simple. He does kind of like doing what the Andre the Giant figure does, kind of like lean back headbutt, whatever. A great figure overall. Love the look of it. I mean, because it was a simple repaint, it may not be as special as some of the other figures. But let's be honest, this is a truly remarkable piece and a definite must-have to the collection. And I would have been saddened if I lost out on this on auction. There were a number of Galoob figures that I bid on that I lost, that I was so disappointed, because I love doing these tournaments. I want to do a Galoob tournament, but there's only 2 series of Galoob figures, so I have to acquire as many customs as I can to make that tournament special. Akeem, so solid figure. And I'm going to put these two together because they are tag teams. I love the fact that they kept the bottom part intact, so you still keep the original Series 9 figure look, but they added jackets over the top to kind of give it like that high school or college type look. And it is the Series 9 Steiner Brothers. Absolutely perfect. If the Vader figure isn't my favorite among the lot, this definitely has to be. And they actually redid Rick Steiner. So Rick Steiner, as you know, he's got that right arm out, extended. Here, he just has a regular, arms like this. Same thing with Scott Steiner. They changed his arm positioning as well. Scott Steiner's pose is supposed to be like, kind of like this a little bit, Scott Steiner and Crush, who is it? One other figure has that arm out like that. And here they just have kind of like your Honky Tonk Man from Series 2 type of pose. So, I actually like these poses on these figures a whole lot better. This pose better. I like it better than the extended arm, of course. And I just like these better. This is, I wouldn't say 10 times better, but yeah, these figures would have demolished the original Hasbro releases if these two would have squared off against the original copies. Here's the thing. I said that in like round 4, I believe, when the original Series 9 Rick Steiner went up against the custom Bret Hart. I thought Rick Steiner had a very good chance of defeating that custom, and he lost. I think if this one went up against that custom Bret Hart, I think it would have been a lot closer than what it was. And with this fighting pose, absolutely. Look at that. Work in action, too. Left arm is nice and tight. Michigan jacket. Beautiful look. Love the dual colored on the boots there. This is And he had built-on headgear. This has got to be... Actually, I take it back. I love the accessory with the Vader, but I'm thinking this might be my favorite among the lot. I mean, it's so hard to tell, man. These figures are all truly amazing. And Rick Steiner, or it's going to be Scott Steiner, basically the exact same thing as Rick Steiner. He does not have a working action. His arm is movable. Left arm is a little bit... it's more movable than the other one, but no working action, but still. These were a killer of a pickup. Absolutely love the Steiner Customs with those built-in jackets. That was amazing. The very last figure I did acquire from this collection, from the shipment, and you would think it would just be a simple repaint from a Series 1 Ric Flair, but it wasn't. From Galoob, Series 1 Ric Flair, and they changed up the blue with, green, gave him some yellow boots. Sorry, even over here with the lights, it's still dark. I should have moved over a little bit more to the left. They actually cut off his head and gave him a much better Ric Flair look. Nothing wrong with the Galoob Ric Flair head. I still like that one. But this one is more realistic. So, more human-like, I guess. And this one, if I ever am able to go back and do a tournament for the Galoob figures, this one will be part of that tournament. So, Galoob tournament. Galoob tournament, Remco tournament. If I ever make those videos, I will only make them if I get sufficient custom figures. Because I like to mix and match customs with originals. If I get about 15 to 20 customs of Galoob, I will do a Galoob tournament. And I will not do it, by series or in order or anything like that. Series 1 going against each other, followed by Series 2, followed by customs. I'll do it the same way I did round 2 of the Hasbro tournament onward. I'll write all the names down, by color, by custom, what have you. I'll put them in the hat, and I'll pick names out random. You might have original Series 1 Galoob Sid Vicious going against original Series 2 UK exclusive Sid Vicious in the very first matchup. That could be a possibility. But that's what I'm looking forward to doing in the future. So that's going to be one of my special new series if that happens. But it might be weeks or months down the road. Again, it depends on how many of these I get, how many new Galoob figures I get in. I missed out on about 2 or 3 other Galoob figures, customs I really wanted. So at least getting one in was awesome for me. I do have about 3 or 4 Galoob customs, so I'm not too far away from my goal. I think I've requisitioned or commissioned about 10 or so in the meantime. So if those can all be made, then absolutely, I should be able to have them, have that video done, or those videos done relatively soon. But yeah, those are the new acquisitions, the new customs. Again, special shout out to Stephen Watson, awesome seller, awesome customizer in the UK. I will leave his channel or his eBay account information up in the comments per usual. So if you guys want to look him up and bid on some of his auctions, just make sure not to outbid me. I'm kidding, guys. Thank you for watching, everyone. I really appreciate your support, and I will talk to you in the comments and see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.